Good morning, friends, and welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today we are having massive plant haul deliveries. This is fantastic. It's so much fun about the fall here in the South, and I am sure in lots of other places too, because the fall is the perfect time to plant. So we are bringing in plants left and right for you sweet people to come make your gardens beautiful. So we have our friends at Buds and Blooms. They are just getting ready to leave because we got a nice massive delivery of some stunning shrubs. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through and I'm going to show you what we got. There is a second truck that is also coming sometime today. It's supposed to be here this morning with lots of more beautiful things. I think some more shrubs, more annuals, all sorts of great things. So if you are in the area, come see us here at Creekside Nursery in Dallas, North Carolina, Wednesdays through Saturdays. If you're not local, go visit your local garden center because I guarantee that they have got some beautiful plants ready to go home with you ASAP. So make sure you go and support your local garden center. They would greatly appreciate it. I know they will. So like I said, he clearly is just now leaving, and we have got great shrubs that we are going to share with you, and so that way you can get them in your garden. Let's talk about some gorgeous shrubs that just arrived, because again, I know we preach this, but I'm trying to nail it into some heads, y'all, because some people just think that the fall is not a great time. Y'all, fall is the perfect time to plant, especially if you're in the south, southeast, and you want hydrangeas. It is the perfect time to get them in the ground. We want to get their roots really well established in the fall and the winter because the outside temperatures are cooling down, but the soil is nice and warm, and so those roots will grow and be super strong and happy and healthy. Because come next spring, summer, when the heat hits, we want these babies to be really well established and not be under stress. So that's why the fall is a great time to be planting in your landscape. So let's talk about some of the things that came today. We have got some weigelas. This is the Wine and Roses weigela. Y'all, look at this foliage. Is it not stunning? Absolutely beautiful. Deep, deep purple, near black. Of course, your weigelas, they are beautiful bloomers. The Wine and Roses, like I said, has that dark, dark foliage. You can see it has those hot pink flowers. These are going to be hardy in zones 4 to 8, 6 hours of sun. Here in the south, maybe if you could give it a break in the afternoon, that would be amazing. 4 to 5 feet tall and wide. Blooms in the spring, and then you've got that beautiful foliage from summer into fall. And they are deciduous. They bloom on old growth. So what that means is you don't want to prune them in the fall. You will want to prune them in like after they flower. If you want to shape them up, keep them nice and tight, that is the perfect thing to do. They need that 6 hours of sun to get that really beautiful dark, dark foliage. If it doesn't get the sun, you can see down here where these were on the shrub lot next to each other growing, then they turn more green. So to get that beautiful dark foliage, give them that sun and they will love it. Hydrangeas. We definitely stocked up on hydrangeas from Buds and Bloom. We have got 3 different types of panicle hydrangeas right here. All of these are like my top, I would say, top 5 favorite panicle hydrangeas. So first of all, we have got the Quickfire Fab. So Quickfire Fab is going to be in that 5 to 6 foot range. You can see that they had pruned them like probably midsummer, and so they have got buds on them. So you're going to get flowers this fall, and with the temperatures changing, they should turn into a beautiful red color. You can see the stems have a reddish hue to them. These are going to be, I think I said, in the 5 to 6 foot range. 5 to 8, 6 to 8 tall, 5 to 6 wide. Definitely have to have more sun, right? All of these are panicles, meaning that they love the sun. Then we have the classic Firelight. Firelight is what I have on the top of Hydrangea Hill. They're at the Chicken Coop, Terrace Gardens. This will be a big boy, right? So Firelight gets nice and big. It will be 6 to 8 tall and wide. Mine are probably every bit of the 8 feet. And again, these were pruned late summer, and so they've got fresh blooms on them. You should get that nice, lovely pink color. Even mine that are in full hot, hot sun all day long. Now, in the South, our panicles are not going to turn that fire red, hot pink that they would say like in Michigan or New Hampshire, or pick a colder zone, right? So those areas that your temperatures will cool down at night and you don't have the high heat and humidity into like August, September, your panicles are going to turn that beautiful red. Ours do not, because of our heat and humidity, and the plants just don't get a break, and so they tend to go more from like the cream. They may turn a little bit of pink and then kind of go brown. Firelight is the one, if anything is, I would say in the Firelight series. So Firelight and then Firelight Tidbit are the ones that are going to turn the pinkest for me. And so my Firelights, they have a brown hue, but there's all these beautiful pink undertones. They are stunning. So I love these guys. And then of course Tidbits. So we have the Firelight Tidbits back here. This is basically the short compact version of your Firelight. This is what we planted in mass in front of our house. They're gonna be in that 3-foot range. And yes, they too will turn reliably pink. Again, not hot pink, but very reliable. These are super like strong, sturdy, very stocky. They do not flop. What we love about panicles is they love the sun and they bloom on new growth, so you're guaranteed to have flowers every single year, no matter what. We prune them once a year, coming out of winter, going into spring. So for me, that could be anywhere from like mid-February to late March. So there's that grace in gardening and there is that window. So now for more of my shade people, I have got the Let's Dance Skyview. And y'all, these are stunning plants. 3 gallons. All of these that we got today are 3 gallons. But look at that. That is an absolutely gorgeous hydrangea. Let's Dance Skyview, of course, is that reblooming big leaf hydrangea. Proven Winner Color Choice Shrubs is saying that this is a continuous bloomer. It is pH dependent, so it'll either be blue or it will be pink depending on your soil's pH level. This is the hydrangea of the year in 2024. It is hardy in zones 4 to 9, anywhere from 4 hours plus, 2 to 3 tall, 2 to 4 wide. Now, if you're in the southeast like I am with our heat and humidity, you're going to want to try to give these a break in the afternoon. Give them like morning sun, all day filtered sun. But a lot of times here in the south, when we have that hot, intense afternoon sun, it's going to burn your big leaf hydrangeas. Again, if you're in the cooler zones, or if you're in the mountains of North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, then you can probably put these in all day sun because you're much cooler and the plants get a break at night, as opposed to us down here in the lower lands. So we have got Skyview. So excited about this. It is a beautiful, beautiful hydrangea. Highly recommend it. Of course, the ever popular candy corn spirea gets its name. It's a perfect plant to add to your garden, especially this time of year. Beautiful colors on it. We love the double play candy corn spirea because it also has those raspberry pink flowers, hardy in zones 4 to 8. Absolutely can put these in full day sun, 2.5 feet tall and wide. Love this, very, very popular. And then y'all, we were so excited to get the Incredible Stormproof. This is brand spanking new. In fact, Buds and Blooms did not think they were going to be ready. And they were like, no, they're not, they haven't rooted out. They're not good enough to send to you. And then they were like, oh, well, you know what? We've got like 50 of them. So I think we grabbed 50 of them, all that they had. So the Incredible Stormproof is going to be that smooth hydrangea, that beautiful color specific, nice classic round head, hardy in zones 3 to 8, anywhere to 4 to 6 hours plus of sun. And they're going to be about 4 feet tall, 4 feet wide. And y'all, it gets its name because even in the heavy winds and rains, it still stays nice and tight and upright. Again, these were pruned like in the midsummer, so you've got fresh, gorgeous blooms on these guys. And something that I did not realize until we actually got these here is, and we were watching them, is that they have a lovely light fragrance to them, and your pollinators love them. Your honeybees, they are covering these hydrangeas because they have a more kind of an open flowers to them, which makes them, when it rains, I thought water just goes right through, but your pollinators go nuts over this hydrangea. So it is a great one. We're going to be adding it in multiple areas of both the signature garden and at our house. love the stormproof. Can do full sun. So think about like Incredible, can do the full sun. If you can put it on irrigation, then that's great. But if it's not on irrigation, give it a break in the afternoon and you will be wonderful. Then we have got the classic Incredible. Love these guys. The difference between the Incredible and the Incredible Stormproof is going to be about your size. So the Incredible is basically 5 feet tall and wide. And then the blooms on Incredible are going to be larger than your Stormproof. Of course, Incredible is that improved Annabelle. I mean, like massive, huge heads, like can be up to like soccer ball size heads on them, like the blooms, beautiful, nice and big. So the blooms are going to be bigger than Stormproof. The plant itself is going to be bigger than Stormproof. So if you want to have both of them in your garden, you totally can, because they're going to have a very different look to them. So keep that in mind. Then Loropetalums, we have got 2. We've got the Jazz Hands Mini and we have Jazz Hands Pink. So this is Mini and then this is Pink right here. Mini, as its name suggests, is going to be nice and petite. 1 feet tall, 3 feet wide, hardy in zones 7B to 9. Definitely need the full sun on this. Love Loropetalums because they have that just deep, deep, deep purple foliage on them. They're also called Chinese French flowers because typically it's late winter, early spring is when they'll put on their little flowers, and they look like little shredded flowers. So they're hot pink. So if you want something low and wide, then Mini is a great one. And then you've got Pink. So Pink is going to have, you can tell, has a little bit bigger leaf to it, and the size. These are going to be 3 to 5 feet tall and wide. So just going to be, you know, still that same gorgeous color, still the same beautiful flower. It's just going to be, they're going to be a different size, right? Application form. And then Gatsby Glow Ball, again, brand new on the market. Y'all, these oak leaves are gorgeous. Like, look at that plant. That is a beautiful 3-gallon. Love the Gatsby Glow Ball. I actually started some of these from quartz this summer, and they have done magnificently well. Hardy in zones 5 to 9. Of course, this is a native shrub, anywhere from 4 to 6 hours of sun. And then this is going to be great because it's going to be petite. It's going to be 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. And then the Gatsby Glow Ball, the Gatsby series tends to be much more sun tolerant. So you can have these in full sun and they will do well. Typically your oak leaf hydrangeas are going to be massive. Like my mama has one that's like every bit of like 15 feet tall and wide. I mean, it's huge. This guy, much more manageable. So you can stick it in those little tight spaces, and much more sun tolerant because the oak leaves tend to be more shade. So it's going to have those beautiful creamy white flowers that turn kind of that lime color. And then in the fall, we love the oak leaves because they give us really rich burgundy foliage and they tend to hold on to it for a lot longer. Gorgeous. Love this one. Super, super, super impressed with this plant so far. And it hasn't even bloomed yet. So I love this one. So come get the Gatsby Glow Ball. And then we've got some of your serratas. We've got some tough stuff. Here we go. We've got Tough Stuff Top Fun and Tough Stuff Top Fun. I want you to look. The foliage, y'all, is already turning. Look at that, how it's getting kind of those dark purple. Maybe you want to call it a little burgundy, but I would call it more purple. So with those cooler temperatures, it's going to get, the foliage itself is going to change. Of course, we love Tough Stuff because they are a lace cap hydrangea. Again, pH dependent. They can either be pink or they can be in that kind of that blue purple. My mama even has some that have the same different colors on the same flower. Hardy in zones 4 to 9, 2 to 3 tall and wide. This is a great one for filtered sun. So this has great cold and heat tolerance. And then, of course, it is a reblooming. So it blooms on old and new. So you're guaranteed to have flowers. And then last but not least, the cutie patootie Tiny Tough Stuff. Remember, Tiny Tough Stuff is the one that we added to the side garden, the shade garden along the driveway. It's part of the renovation. This is going to be nice and petite. So again, pH dependent, blue or in those pinks. And this is really nice and small. About 2 feet tall, 2 feet wide. Again, hardy in zones 4 to 9. With your mountain hydrangeas, your serratas, It is best where we are if you can give it filtered sun or break in the, like a break during the day. So mine is a very interesting spot, and that's why I chose the serratas, is because it gets tons of morning sun. So they get that 6 hours in the morning, then they get a long break from the hot afternoon, and then they'll get a shot of afternoon sun for maybe an hour or so, like the hot intense sun, but they can handle it. And then too, because they're a reblooming mountain hydrangea in the wintertime, because they are kind of, if we get those northerly winds, they could get blasted. But even if we get a weird late freeze frost, which we typically do, they're still going to bloom. Maybe it's just a little bit delayed. So we have got tons of options for you. Everybody is working on putting barcodes on them, getting them moved out and put onto the shrub lot. So if you are local, I would love it if you would come see us, take advantage of this. And if you don't know what you want to do in your landscape, you just know you want a pretty landscape, let us know. Bring pictures of your area, your basic measurements, and kind of know what your sun does, especially in the summertime, and we will help you plan it. So we're going to get these put out, and then we got another truck coming. I'll show you what we get on that truck. Delivery number 2 has arrived. This comes from our friends at Johnson Nursery down in eastern North Carolina. So we have got a fantastic mix of some shrubs, some massive, gorgeous mums for the fall. They do such a great job with their mums. We've got some pansies. We've got a little bit of everything on here, whether you're looking for fall annuals or shrubs. So when they come, of course, they're on a, an enclosed 18-wheeler truck. And so we have to use the Bobcat to unload because they come on these metal racks. So that's what we're doing, getting everything. Jerry's in there getting the racks unloaded. And then our team is back here unloading the actual racks. So what we're gonna do is get all of the plants off the racks, out of the truck, and then we're gonna come through and we're gonna show you all of the fantastic goodies that are in here. I may have 1 or 2 plants on here for myself, and some of these y'all are gonna be, well, all of these y'all are gonna be so excited about because there's some great things on here that I know I'm excited about, and if I'm excited, then I know you're gonna be excited. It's just a regular truck depot delivery around here. We've got, what is that? Let's see, Jerry, what is that? Land and Sea soil, yes. So you can see we've got pallets of Espoma mix, Land and Sea. Oh my goodness, my friends. That will be the third 18-wheeler today, and it's 10:30 in the morning. First truck was here at 7:30. At least they're spaced out, right? As soon as one leaves, you get a couple breathing moments, and then the next one comes. So it's all good. So those of you remember, in October, we have Land and Sea on sale. So we literally just got a tractor trailer load. So come on, and you can load up on some Land and Sea. Now, Johnson's, they do a phenomenal job of growing their plants. Also, fun fact, Johnson's also has a Proven Winner Signature Garden. So if you are down east I believe they are in Willard, North Carolina, kind of down towards the coast, like in that direction, go check out their Signature Garden. They have a garden center as well. So they do, obviously, the wholesale. They have the garden center, the Signature Garden. They just do it all. They have all sorts of fun things down there. So you can go check out Johnson's Nursery down there. Tell them that Creekside sent you. So, all right, let's look at these plants. My gosh, y'all. So this is what we do. We kind of do these staging areas. So when they come off the truck, we organize them because obviously you've got to count your inventory to make sure that everybody's here. So they will stay here. This is actually, I think, just the second delivery. I think they got all of the first delivery barcoded and put out onto the lot, and then this is what just came from Johnson's. So at least we're not getting too stacked up on top of each other. So we will get these barcoded and then put out. So we're gonna run through these really quick, y'all. There are so many things. So we have 3 different kinds of Akubas. So you can tell there's like baby bear, papa bear, mama bear over here. So Akubas, of course, are great because they are evergreen, beautiful, nice, waxy, glossy leaves for the shade garden. So whether you want something that's nice and bright and chartreuse, we have got this guy. This one's going to be just that variegated. I think maybe this is gold dust. I can't see the tags, y'all, I'm sorry. So this is going to be one that's going to be a little bit bigger. And then you have the small petite one. But Akubas are great for that shade, part shade garden. Beautiful evergreen glossy foliage for the shade garden. Gardenias. Hello, all my fellow gardenia lovers. We have got, you need a gardenia? I got a gardenia for you because my gosh, we have got some amazing ones. So we have got the Steady as She Goes from Proven Winners. This is going to be, of course, that big, huge, gorgeous, classic gardenia bloom, nice double, lovely, lovely fragrance. She's going to be, I think, the biggest one in the fact that she's going to be 3 to 5 tall, 4 to 7 wide. So we've got Steady as She Goes. From our friends at Southern Living, we have got Scent Amazing. Scent Amazing is going to be nice and more petite. It's just going to be a single bloom, and it is basically a 3 by 3. Y'all, it smells so good over here. You know I am in heaven. And then we have Jubilation from Southern Living that has that beautiful double bloom. You know I'm a sucker for a double bloom. This is basically going to be a 4 by 4. So I have got a gardenia for you, and you can see we have got, they still have buds all over them. They're opening up. Like I said, smells divine over here. Then we have got also from Southern Living, we have got the, one of my absolute favorites. This is the Diamond Spire. And Diamond Spire is going to be that more upright columnar habit on it. It has a single bloom, and you can see there is an old one right here. There's a new one over there, but it is a single bloom. I love Diamond Spire for the foliage. It is so fun, dark glossy, like a little thumbprint. It will be like 4 feet tall, 2 feet wide, and even with them being a single bloom, they smell divine. So we have these as well. So again, gardenias, I've got just about everything you can need for a gardenia. Gardenias love the full sun. If you can give them a bit of protection from the cold winter winds, especially kind of where we are, then that is premium. So think about, obviously they need the full sun, right? But also think wintertime, where can you put them where they don't get blasted from a lot of cold winter winds? Because they're an evergreen, sometimes that those sustained cold winds can burn the foliage, and coming out of winter, they just look a little rough. So try to give them a protection. Maybe that's on like your south side of your house, the west side of your house, up against your brick foundation. Think microclimate in the winter, that's nice and warm. So that might help you a little bit. We've got the new Fairy Trail Green. So from Proven Winners, of course, these are the cascading ones. We've never had, we've got Fairy Trail Bride, we've got Fresco, we've got all those, but we've never had green before. So now we have got the Fairy Trail Green. We have got the Taste of Heaven Blackberries. We've got those. We have got, ooh, the Rocksteady Vitex. So looking at these, they're just ready to get out of the pot. Beautiful, repeat, continuous blooming. Like once they start blooming, they just go on and on and on and on forever. Mine in the backyard is fantastic. So that, and it looks like we have maybe some, I'm not sure what those are. Vanilla spice maybe? And some of these I know that we did some special orders for. So, but they don't have tags on them. So we'll see what happens with those. We've got some vanilla cream 2, of the Baptisia. We have got the berry box. So this is what we planted in the kind of that corner bed. So the berry box is going to give us beautiful red berries in the wintertime. It is evergreen and it is low. Now, my friends, we finally have the Skinny Fit Ginkgo from Proven Winners. So Skinny Fit has been on the market for quite a few years now. We've never been able to get our hands on like finished product, a 3-gallon product. Well, I am happy to report that we have, I think 20. I think we ordered 20 of them. But Skinny Fit, of course, gets its name because it's still going to be nice and tall in that, like, I think 12 to 15 foot range. But it is a skinny ginkgo. It has those classic ginkgo leaves on them. These are nice blue kind of color. And then, of course, in the fall, they turn brilliant yellow, that golden yellow. So very excited to have the Skinny Fit. I ordered 2 for myself that we're going to put in the signature garden. Now, those of you that have been loving my holly fern, what I call Annette's holly fern, we got some. So I call it Annette's holly fern because I took a clump from my friend Annette, in her house in Waco, Texas. So I brought it home. You know, that's what gardeners do. We're like, hey, yours is gorgeous. Can I have a little piece of it? And she was like, of course. So now I just call it Annette's holly fern. That's not the official name. That's Jenny's name for it. But we have got gorgeous. These are 1 gallon holly ferns. Same exact variety. If you want to call it Annette's holly fern, that's fine. You can call it Annette's holly fern too. But beautiful evergreen for the shade. Mine gets morning sun, afternoon shade, and it does great. So we've got those. Oak leaf hydrangeas. I want to say these are, we've got some Alice right here, and Alice is going to be the bigger of the varieties. So it's going to need more of that filtered sun, part shade. Then we've got Gatsby Pink from Proven Winners. It has been on the market for quite a few years. Gatsby Pink is going to be 6 to 8 tall and wide. And of course it has those beautiful, nice pink flowers that it will turn. Those, we've got some viburnums right here that are in gorgeous, full bloom, lovely. These are, let's see if it tells me which ones. I don't see which ones they are, but these are the viburnums. Gorgeous blooms on them. Of course, they look like hydrangeas, but they're not. They're viburnums. Stellar ruby magnolias. Oh my gosh, y'all, love this plant. This will turn into a large shrub, small tree. Of course, it's also known as a banana shrub because the blooms smell like bananas. And let me tell you, anybody who is looking for an instant hedge, come get these Chindo viburnums. Dear heavens, these are the biggest Chindo viburnums I have seen in a 3-gallon pot. I am 5'2". Now, of course, they're in a pot, but they are as tall as I am. Y'all, these things are beautiful. You want to talk about creating an instant hedge? This is what these Chindos are going to do for you. I don't know if you can see these shrubs right here across the creek. Those are Chindos as well. So for us, I have found like the full sun in the morning, the filtered sun, they're very, very forgiving as far as the sun conditions, but they're evergreen. They're fast growers once they're established, which takes you about maybe a year, but you're gonna have rapid growth on them. So gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful Chindo viburnums. I'm telling you, if you need privacy, these are the ones for you. Then we have got some of the jasmine. This is the, it's the white jasmine. Smells divine in the spring. The name just went out of my head, but beautiful plants. This does not have a tag on it that I can see really quickly, but this is a beautiful, star jasmine? Star jasmine, maybe? Maybe that's it. The plant knowledge is just getting too much. There's so many beautiful plants. Okay, we have got Distilliums. We have got Miss Molly Butterfly Bush. We have got Miss Violet. We have got more of the Perfecto Mundo azaleas. We've got the Epic Coral, which is going to be a bigger azalea with those classic, really large flowers on them. Think traditional classic azalea. That's what the blooms are on this. And these are going to be like 4 feet tall, 5 feet wide. So we've got the Epic Coral, Limelight Primes. That's what those guys are. Perfecto Mundo Red, Double White, Pink Carpet, and then the Ever Red Lorpedilum, and then some of the Red Rooster Carex grass. So, oh my goodness, that was a lot. There was a lot of shrubs. And then, of course, we got the big, beautiful mums. Y'all, these things are massive. Johnson's does an amazing job growing these mums. So we have both mid and late bloomers because you have early bloomers. Those are the ones that we have currently behind me that you can see that are blooming, right? So those are the earlies. Beautiful. We've got yellows, purples, and oranges. And then we went with mid and late bloomers to take you all the way through October and November. So you have got these guys. So we have got purples, oranges, yellows, and whites. And there is red. I think there's red is down there in the corner. So, I mean, look at this. Y'all, that thing is huge. It is massive. So all you have to do for your mums is keep them well watered. I like to put a saucer underneath them. And then there you go. That's all you got to do. All right, y'all. We've got a lot of plant moving to do, but again, so fun to see this big, huge plant haul. The the 3 deliveries today, the 2 of the plant and the 1 of the Espoma soils and land and sea and all the fun stuff. So like I said, we've got a lot of plants to move around here, lots of things to do. Come see us Wednesdays through Saturdays, 9 to 3. Just go ahead and start thinking. Creekside's going to be open through like early December. And then of course we'll close for just like 2 months, I think it is. Maybe it's 3, I'm not even sure, in the wintertime. But people will ask, you know, when are we going to be closing for the season? And it is like mid-December. The only time that we're going to be closed is for Thanksgiving. So we will be closed, I think that Thursday and Friday, and we open on Saturday. I think that's right. Obviously, we're not going to be open on Thanksgiving Day or that Friday. So anyway, come see us Wednesdays through Saturdays, 9 to 3. If you're not local, go see your local garden center, y'all. I promise they're going to have great stuff for you. They're going to be very happy to see you. As always, if you found it fun, informative, inspirational, we would love it if you would like and subscribe. That way you don't miss those 5 videos that we do each and every week. Y'all have an amazing day, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.